What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem heroes, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a quick review on the Legendary Hero banner, which is coming out tomorrow, and it's June's Legendary banner, and the new Legendary Hero happens to be Hector, and once again he's a green armored unit. I was really thinking they would make the old man Hector from Binding Blade as a legendary hero. That could be something different, or even an infantry Hector with Wolf Beal, or even a sword Hector as an armor unit, because he does have access to swords when he promotes to Great Lord in FE7. But once again, he's an axe armor unit, and that is definitely concerning because in like 2 months I think we're going to be getting Choose Your Legends banner, and it's also going to be having Hector once again. So I hope that Hector is not a green armor unit once again and they mix up the class of Hector. But his art is actually really amazing, reminds me of his Cypher art. I'm pretty sure it's the same artist. And he has got the Fire Legendary Boost, which gives attack. And he has got Thunder Armads. It gives him +3 defense, and it pretty much has a pseudo-weary fighter, which just has a condition, and he just needs to have more allies within 2 spaces than the enemy, and that's pretty easy to do because armor units usually stack up ward armor, and it's not really a very difficult thing to do. So he's going to be able to proc this quite consistently, and it makes him a really strong unit because he's able to have the Omni Breaker set, which the original Hector had, because he's able to deny follow-ups from the enemy and make follow-ups himself in the enemy phase using Vengeful Fighters. So this Hector is looking like a very powerful unit. He comes with Draconic Aura, and he has got Distant Counter as always, and he has got Vengeful Fighter, which makes him a really good fodder unit because he also has Distant Counter, so he's amazing for fodder. And he also has an exclusive skill for a slot C, which is Ostia's Pulse. This basically acts like a tactic skill, and it gives -1 cooldown to the allies, and it's amazing for mixed movement emblem teams because flying units and cavalry units are able to get the special cooldown reduction, which they don't really have a lot of ways to do. They only really have Quick on Pulse, slaying weapons, and of course Heavy Blade Sacred Seal as a way of reducing their special cooldown. And this opens up a lot of possibilities, like Reinhardt can now have a 1-turn cooldown Luna if he has got Hector as an ally, and if he has got Quick on Pulse, which makes him extremely strong unit on his first combat. It's also really useful for flying units who run Fire Sweep weapons, and they run Gale Force and Heavy Blade Sacred Seal, so they can basically have a 4-turn cooldown Gale Force, and with their Fire Sweep weapon they can easily attack the enemy, get 2 hits in, and proc Gale Force and once again attack them, and that's actually really powerful for them. And Ostia's Pulse is a very interesting and a very powerful exclusive skill. It's also the first slot C exclusive skill, and I have not really given him any kind of unit rating because we do not know his stats as of yet, but I would be surprised if he was anything less than 10 out of 10 unit, and at worst like 9 out of 10. I think he's going to be having very high attack, really high defense, and he already has pretty decent HP. So he's going to be an incredible armor unit, and he also does the Hector Copter animation. I really love this actually. So as I said before, I do expect him to be a 10 out of 10 unit because in the higher tier 20 arena, you're going to be facing nothing but armor units, and they're the best for scoring. So I think he's going to be having 175 BST, and he already has a legendary weapon, the best scoring slot A skill in Distant Counter by default, and also an exclusive skill. So he's going to be amazing for arena scoring, and whales are definitely going to be after him because of his BST and the fact that he's an armor unit. So I'm actually excited for him, but still disappointed at the same time because we have got a 3rd Hector from FE7, and in the same class, like they had so many options of making him different. Let's just hope that Choose Your Legends Hector is not a green armored unit. And once again, that Hector Copter is pretty good. And now we have got some other units on the legendary banner. We have got Elise firstly. So she's pretty much the best healer because of her offensive stat line of 32 base attack and 32 base speed, and she is also a cavalry unit, so she can receive Horse Emblem buffs and also have really amazing mobility. So that's why she is a very powerful unit, and because healers are able to have the Razzle Dazzle combo and they can abuse stuff like Gravity Plus and Pain Plus, it makes them really powerful. And a lot of people might get surprised why I've rated Elise so high for her fodder rating. The reasoning for that is because she has Gravity Plus and Recover Plus at the same time on her base kit. because Gravity Plus is basically one of the best weapons for healers along with Pain Plus, and Recover Plus is an incredible healing assist skill and it heals up so much HP. Of course, Physic Plus is also really good, but Recover Plus is amazing for healing up a lot of HP. And there is no other unit in the game who has got these two skills at the same time on their base kit. I mean, you can definitely upgrade Lissa for her Gravity Plus staff, and you can upgrade Sarah for Recover Plus, but you will have to spend feathers for that. I might have rated her a bit high in terms of fodder, but as I've explained before, I find Gravity Plus and Recover Plus at the same time on a base kit to be really good for foddering. And next up, we have got Brave Ike here once again, and he pretty much took the spot from Winter Lissa because everyone was expecting Winter Lissa to be on this legendary banner, but I guess Intelligent Systems figured that having Vengeful Fighter on Hector and Bullfighter on Winter Lissa on the same green pool would be just too powerful, so that's why they've got Brave Ike. But still, Brave Ike is also a really good unit in terms of fodder and in terms of combat potential. He comes with Irvan, which makes him an incredible tank, and it also reduces the cooldown of his ether to 4, which makes it pretty easy for him to proc that with the help of Steady Breath. And he's a very powerful unit with high 36 base attack, and he's also quite bulky. He comes with Bjork's Blessing, which isn't really all that good skill. You're much better running off something like Quick Riposte in place of this, and overall he's a solid physical unit actually. In terms of fodder, he of course has Steady Breath, which is such a coveted skill. It's so good on enemy phase units and of course the dragons, and people mainly fodder him off for that, but he also comes with Ether, so if you fodder off another unit for Steady Stance, then you can inherit Steady Breath and Ether at the same time from your Brave Ike, and he's overall a very good unit, both for combat and also for fodder. And then we have got Winter Tharja. So Winter Tharja is pretty much the best armored mage as of right now. Her mixed bulk is absolutely fantastic and her stats are really nicely min-maxed. She has got low speed, which she can make use of to get more special charges, and it is always recommended to have Glacies over Iceberg because she can proc Glacies in one round of combat thanks to Vengeful Fighter and her low speed. She also comes with Close Counter by default, which makes her a very powerful unit from the get-go. You don't really have to invest into her too much, and Close Counter is also really good for foddering. And she of course has Vengeful Fighter, which you can also use for fodder, and she is overall a really good tank, and she has got amazing skills. And moving on, we have got Myrrh. Now Myrrh is a very unique unit because of the fact that she's a flying dragon, and she also has Great Flame. So using Great Flame, she can deny follow-ups and follow up herself using Quick Riposte. And the reason why Great Flame is so amazing is because she can live red units if they do not have enough defense to cancel out her Great Flame. And red units have trouble one-shotting her because of her amazing bulk, and sometimes they can even have trouble two-shotting Myrrh if she has got some team support in the form of Defense Tactic or Res Tactic, which are available as a Sacred Seal. So she's a very powerful tank. You can of course replace her Fury with something like Close Defense or Steady Stance to increase her defense even more, but Fury is pretty decent. It can be run with Vantage, and you can run Quick Riposte Sacred Seal. She cannot run Steady Breath or Warding Breath like other dragons, but the fact that she can deny follow-ups with Great Flame I think makes up for that. And she's actually one of the best units in the game who you can give Distant Counter skill to. So if you do not really care about Hector and you really like Myrrh and you get her with really amazing IVs, then you can definitely give her Distant Counter and of course Quick Riposte. So overall she's a very powerful tank. And she also comes with Honed Dragons, which is good for fodder because she's the only unit who has got that. And Honed Dragons can be quite powerful on a lot of the speedy dragons because if you run a speedy Noe with something like a Speed Refined Lightning Breath, and if you give her the Honed Dragons buff, then she's not gonna get doubled all that much, and it's incredible for their longevity. And another thing is that dragons usually have pretty good HP, so they're not the easiest units to panic ploy, so that's why Honed Dragons is definitely nice. Moving next, we have got Legendary Ike, and he's of course a free-to-play unit, and everyone has got him, but still he's pretty nice to summon because he has got Warding Breath. Warding Breath is slightly less useful than Steady Breath because Warding Breath is best used on units who have got inbuilt Distant Counter, or if you want to run a set to check dragons, but if you're going to be running Warding Breath on a melee range unit, then he's not going to be able to make use of the +4 res if he does not have inbuilt Distant Counter, because he will not be able to retaliate back. And another thing is that you're going to be facing a lot of physical units in the high score range of tier 20, and also very powerful physical armor units who have got stuff like Bullfighter. So that's why Steady Breath is overall more useful, but still Warding Breath is an incredible skill. And in terms of combat potential, you guys have seen my free-to-play guides, and they often include Legendary Ike, who's a free-to-play unit. He's incredible tank, And he's got a pretty similar stat line to Brave Ike, but he of course lacks Irvan. Warding Breath is the main skill which people fodder him off for, and the best users of it are the units who have got inbuilt distant counter, like Harden, Male Grima, and also Lightning Breath Dragons. So that's Ike. And now we move on to Valentine Lyn. Valentine Lyn is a very fast armor unit, and because of the fact she's an armor unit, you can abuse Bold Fighter and Vengeful Fighter on her. And she can run an Altom set with Vengeful Fighter and fix her defense with the Altom buffs and also the defense refine. And you can also run a mixed phase set on her with the help of both Fighter, Close Counter, and Quick Repose Sacred Seal. Overall, she can perform really well in both phases, but her main flaw is her HP. Her HP is not really all that high if you want to run a defensive set on her. As for her skills, she has got Attack Speed Bond and Armor March as the two skills which people are gonna mainly fodder her off for. And Attack Speed Bond is absolutely amazing. It's really good on healers and can be used pretty nicely with the help of Flyer Formation Sacred Seal and also the Guidance Sacred Seal. And it's really good on units who have got an Altom weapon or any kind of teleportation weapon or teleportation skills. Guard 3, I guess not really so much because you have got Titania and Leon in the 4-star pool and you can just upgrade them. And then we have got Valentine Roy, so he's one of the 2 cavalry archers in the game, and he's different from Brave Lyn because he has got higher attack and really bad speed but much better bulk. So basically you can make use of him with Brave Bow Plus using his really nice 35 base attack, and by default he comes with Death Blow, so that's amazing. And he also has pretty good mixed bulk, so you can run a guard bow set on him, but his main flaw is that he's incredibly slow, so he's gonna get doubled a lot with that defensive set, and his HP is abysmal, so even though he's gonna be pretty bulky, he will not be able to take a lot of hits and he dies pretty quickly to specials because of his low HP. So that's his main flaw as a character, but overall he's a powerful ranged cavalier with Brave Bow, but a lot of people did pick Brave Lyn as their free summon for Choose Your Legends, so that's why they don't really have a lot of incentive to summon Valentine Roy unless they really like him. And as for fodder, he doesn't really have anything other than Death Blow, and you do have Klein at 4-star who has got that, so there's really no point of foddering him off for Death Blow unless you never summon Klein and you're really desperate. And then we move on to Legendary Ephraim. He's actually a pretty fun unit to use because of his unique playstyle of being away from his allies, and Solar Brace is also pretty unique and fun. And Flame Segment is an incredible weapon which gives him functionality in both phases, and it does have a condition which can be annoying at times, but still it's a very powerful weapon. It also gives him +3 attack to his already high attack, and that makes Ephraim hit really hard. As for fodder, he has got Sturdy Stance, which is a really good slot A skill for enemy phase, and I definitely value it a lot because Ephraim is the only unit who has got that, and it's a pretty rare and good skill. So that's why he has got 4 out of 5 rating for fodder. And then we move on to Female Morgan. So Female Morgan is a pretty powerful unit, but she has got pretty bad speed. And we also have Summer Karin on a banner right now, and Summer Karin runs a much better Blade Tome than Morgan because speed is very important for a Blade Tome unit, but Morgan has got pretty average speed. She can definitely abuse ploys, which Summer Karin cannot, and she also has better base kit. But that's about it pretty much. She gets a lot of competition being a blue flyer, and Summer Karin is on a banner right now, so for the people who pulled Summer Karin, they don't really have a lot of reason to pull Morgan. As for fodder, she has got Mirror Stance, which is really good for the units who have got distant counter built-in weapons and they don't really have the highest resistance, so Mirror Stance can be used on them. She also has Guard 3 and Attack Ploy, which are useful, and a Serpent Tome. I guess most people are going to be foddering her off for Mirror Stance, and I guess Serpent Tome because it's unique, but there are not too many units who can make good use of a Serpent Tome other than Female Morgan herself and also Valentine Lyn. And then we have got Female Grima. So overall she's a pretty balanced unit and she's amazing for in-game content because she has got distant counter weapon and she also has dragon skin which makes her immune to bows, which is definitely amazing. But compared to other dragons, she has got a lower HP stat which can definitely affect her bulk, and her attack is not really the highest and she cannot inherit Steady Breath. As for fodder, she has got Res Smoke, which is pretty good on enemy phase magical units who don't really have enough resistance to run Res Ploy, and for that it can be useful, but still it's not some kind of overpowered skill, and that's pretty much the thing which she has got for fodder. And then we have got Leif as our final unit. Leif is a very fast sword unit who has got decent physical bulk, He's definitely a pretty good unit offensively, but the reason why he doesn't really stand out is because we have got so many fast sword units, and the only thing that makes him stand out is his S-String skill, which is actually pretty good for Tempest Trials and stuff like that. It can be definitely fun. As for fodder, he has got Drive Attack, which we already have a Sacred Seal of, so that's why he's not the best fodder unit. And I can see him being pretty annoying to the people who want to pull Winter Tharja and Legendary Ike for their fodder skills, and he just shows up. As for Final Verdict, this banner has got absolutely amazing green color, and it also has really good and rare skills like Distant Counter, Close Counter, Vengeful Fighter, Steady Breath and Warding Breath, and not to mention Sturdy Stance and Mirror Stance are also pretty nice. It also includes powerful units like Winter Tharja, Myrrh, and the new Hector is definitely going to be a very powerful unit. And as I've said before, the best color is definitely green, followed by red because of Winter Tharja and Legendary Ike, then blue, and at last colorless. And of course for the next Legendary Hero banner, we're probably going to be getting Winter Lissa, Valentine Hector and Valentine Lyn, and also New Year's Camilla if everything goes right. They could have put New Year's Camilla actually in this banner, but they instead put Leif for some reason, which doesn't really make any kind of sense. So we are probably going to be getting those units on the next Legendary Hero banner, and if you like them then you could definitely save for them. And we're of course going to be getting a second summer banner on 10th of July, so that's also something to keep in mind. And that is going to be it for my banner review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please be sure to leave a like. And if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.